What if the business you're dreaming of right now is actually just a tired job in disguise? And what if, in a few months, that same business could run smoothly even when you're not there? Stay with me, because that's exactly what happened to someone called FinChimp. The story of FinChimp. FinChimp had a simple dream. Not a giant company, not a fancy skyscraper, just a small, honest business that could pay the bills and buy a little freedom. FinChimp pictured it clearly. Money coming in while sleeping. No boss. Flexible time. More control over life. So FinChimp started a small printing shop. At first, it felt amazing. New logo, new customers, new energy. But very quickly, the dream started to feel heavy. FinChimp was opening the shop in the morning, running the printers, answering every message, handling complaints, delivering orders, doing the accounting at night. Every problem, FinChimp. Every question, FinChimp. Every decision, FinChimp. One night, exhausted, FinChimp looked around the tiny shop and thought, if I don't show up tomorrow, nothing moves. No sales, no work, no money. And that's when the truth hit. FinChimp didn't really own a business. FinChimp had built another full-time job and chained it to their own energy. The crazy part? Just 6 months later, FinChimp walked into that same shop and something unbelievable happened. The printers were running. The team was serving customers. Orders were being processed. Payments were being tracked. And nobody was waiting for FinChimp. The business was working without the creator. How? That's the secret you're about to learn. Why so many small businesses feel like traps. Most people start a business because they're good at something. They can bake, they can design, they can code, they can fix things, they can style hair. So the thought is simple. I'm good at this. Let me start a business doing it. But here's the painful truth. Being good at the skill is not the same as being good at running a business. So what happens? The cook opens a restaurant and lives in the kitchen. The barber opens a shop and never leaves the chair. The designer starts an agency and is glued to the screen. On paper, they're business owners. In reality, they're just overworked employees inside something they created. If they get sick, income slows down. If they rest, everything pauses. If they disappear for a week, the whole thing collapses. Not because the idea is bad, not because they're lazy, but because the business depends on one person. Everything important lives inside that one brain. No systems, no clear instructions, no structure someone else can follow. That was FinChimp's situation too. Skill? Great. Effort? Massive. Freedom? Zero. So what changed? Let's talk about the 3 versions of every business owner, inside you too. The 3 characters inside FinChimp and inside you. Inside every business owner, including you and FinChimp, there are 3 characters. Character 1, the technician, the doer. This one loves the work itself. The technician is the one baking, the one printing, the one designing, the one coding, the one delivering. FinChimp lived here 100% of the time, always doing, never stepping back. Character 2, the manager, the organizer. This character cares about order. The manager asks, who does what? When does it get done? How do we track money? What's the daily routine? The manager builds schedules, checklists, and simple rules so things don't fall apart. Character 3, the entrepreneur, the visionary. This is the big picture thinker. The entrepreneur is always asking, where is this going in 3 to 5 years? How can this run without me? How can we make this work in many locations, not just one? The problem? Most small business owners live almost entirely as the technician. They're always in the kitchen, behind the counter, in the workshop, on the laptop, fixing today's emergency. And because of that, they never build structure like a manager. They never design the machine like an entrepreneur. To build a business that works without you, you must slowly grow from the doer to the organizer to the designer of the whole thing. That's the path FinChimp took. The hidden ceiling, everything in your head. At first, FinChimp thought the problem was not enough customers. I need more sales, more orders, more money. But there was a bigger problem. FinChimp couldn't handle more growth because everything depended on one person. No written steps, no training material, no clear way for someone new to help. If FinChimp tried to hire someone, they would spend all day explaining every tiny task. So FinChimp stayed stuck thinking it's faster if I just do it myself. Maybe you feel that too. But here's the twist. Most small businesses don't fail because the idea is bad. They fail because the business grows past what one human can manage alone. Growth doesn't just bring more money. Growth also reveals your weak spots. And if your entire business is being balanced on your own shoulders, those weak spots hurt. So what's the solution? Think like a franchise owner, even if you never open a franchise. When you hear franchise, you might think of big chains and fast food, but you don't need 100 branches to steal this mindset. Franchise thinking means you build your business so clearly that someone else could copy it in another location. That means clear steps, clear processes, clear instructions, predictable results. Someone new should be able to walk in, follow your systems, and deliver the same quality. The power is not in the product alone. The power is in the process. Big companies win not because the founder works harder. They win because the system is strong enough to work without the founder. Your real goal is not perfection. Your real goal is repeatability. The 3 stages of business growth. Every business, including FinChimp, moves through 3 main stages. Stage 1. I am the business. This is where FinChimp started. You do everything. No systems, no delegation, no instruction manual. You're proud, but you're tired. Stage 2. Learning to let go. This is the uncomfortable middle stage. You hire your first helper. You start explaining tasks. You write simple checklists. You try to trust others. You'll be tempted to take tasks back. You'll think, no one does it like me. But this stage is necessary. It's messy, but it's growth. Stage 3. The business runs without you. Here, the business has clear structure, written processes, trained people, tools, and automation. You're not the engine anymore. You're the designer, the overseer, the guide. This is where freedom lives, not when you quit your job, but when you're not trapped inside the business you created. The 7 blueprints that freed FinChimp. Now, let's break down the 7 pillars FinChimp used to make the business work without constant presence. You can use these for any small business, freelance work, or side hustle. Blueprint 1. Turn repeating tasks into systems. Any task you repeat is a task that deserves a system. A system is just, here's how we do this, step by step. For example, systems for how customers are greeted, how orders are taken, how work is checked before delivery, how refunds or problems are handled, how the shop is opened and closed daily. Write it down, keep it simple, improve it over time. If it's not written somewhere, it's too easy to forget and too hard to teach. Blueprint 2. Create simple SOPs, standard operating procedures. SOPs sound complicated, but they're really just instructions like a recipe. For example, Step 1, check the design file. Step 2,
confirm details with the customer. Step 3, print a sample. Step 4, get approval. Step 5, print the full order. Good SOPs reduce mistakes, make training easier, keep the quality consistent. FinChimp created SOPs for opening and closing the shop, taking orders online and offline, handling complaints calmly, managing cash and digital payments. Soon, new team members could learn the job quickly without FinChimp explaining everything 10 times a day. Blueprint 3. Start delegating, even if it scares you. Most small owners are afraid to let go. Thoughts like, they'll ruin my reputation. I can do it faster myself. No one cares like I do. But if everything stays with you, your income stays limited. FinChimp started small, one task at a time. First,
Errands. Simple printing tasks. Customer replies using scripts. Yes, some mistakes happened. Yes, some things were done differently. But each delegated task freed more time for improvement and growth. Your job isn't to be the hero. Your job is to build a system where others can succeed. Blueprint 4. Build a real team, not just helpers. Helpers follow you. A team follows the system. FinChimp defined clear roles: admin and messages, printer operator, sales and follow-ups. Eventually, a manager to oversee the flow. Each role had clear responsibilities, clear training, clear expectations. So if someone left, the business didn't collapse. The role remained. Blueprint 5. Automate the money flow. FinChimp realized money shouldn't depend on me being in the shop. So the money systems were automated. Online payment links, automatic invoices, scheduled reminders, basic payroll. No more guessing, no more asking, where did that money go? Cash flow became visible, stable, predictable. Blueprint 6. Build a brand that sells even when you're not around. A strong brand is a quiet salesperson working 24/7. Not just a logo, it's a feeling, a promise, consistency. FinChimp focused on quality, friendly communication, simple visuals, keeping promises and fixing problems quickly. Customers began recommending the shop even when FinChimp wasn't there. The name carried trust, and trust carried sales. Blueprint 7. Build it as if you could sell it someday. FinChimp asked, if I wanted to sell this business someday, would anyone actually buy it? A buyer doesn't want chaos. They want clear processes, clean numbers, trained staff, predictable income. So FinChimp made everything tidy. Systems documented, finances tracked, roles defined, operations simplified. A business that can be sold is a business that can run without you. The transformation. FinChimp's new reality. Armed with these 7 blueprints, FinChimp went to work. Not harder, smarter. FinChimp wrote down every important process, turned daily tasks into simple SOPs, hired one assistant, then another, then a manager, delegated customer service, delegated production, delegated marketing, automated payments and reminders, built a clear, friendly brand presence. At first, it was messy. Teaching took time, training took patience, but little by little, things changed. One morning, months later, FinChimp walked into the shop and saw something magical. Orders being processed, customers being helped, problems being solved, money flowing in, and nobody asking, "Where's FinChimp?" For the first time, FinChimp was free. Free to think, free to plan, free to grow, free to rest. The business no longer relied on one tired pair of hands. It ran on systems. FinChimp didn't just build a job, FinChimp built a machine that could grow. Call to action. Design your freedom. If you're building a side hustle, a small business, or even just dreaming of starting, don't stop at how do I earn more? Ask instead, how do I make this work even when I'm not there? Stop thinking like a worker. Start thinking like a designer. Design the structure. Design the systems. Design a future where your business grows and your life grows with it. Here's your first action step. Pick one task you repeat again and again. Write down the steps. Turn it into a simple mini system that someone else can follow. That's how freedom starts, one system at a time. If this story of FinChimp helped you see business differently, hit subscribe to join the FinChimp Finance family. Tap like so more people can find this message, and comment below what's the first task you're going to turn into a system. Remember, your goal isn't to work until you break. Your goal is to build something that keeps moving even when you step away. I'll see you in the next video.